Right, okay, I'm going to go live now. Is that all right?
Yes.
Hopefully, because we are live. Going live now. Yes, here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Around the Board. Thanks for joining if you have. Now, we have not been on for a while.
We were last on Monday last week.
Has it been a week already?
Yes.
Oh, blimey, there we go. Yes, it's been an interesting week. Yeah, so I haven't been too great, but I'm kind of better now. Energy-wise, I just have not had the energy after work to come on and do live streams. But one of our friends and patron supporters, Andy, has lent us Red Rising. All the boxes down there now, but yeah, you can see the cover on here. We thought we would show you guys. It's the latest Stonemaier. I think it's the latest one to come out from Stonemaier.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I know he's released quite a few. I have mixed views on this game. You don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
I thought it was going to be something more because there was a lot of hype around it. Maybe that's because it was a Stonemaier game. I don't know. It's okay, but it's got some interesting mechanics. That's what I like about it. The game itself is okay, but we've only played it once, so this will be our second playthrough. I always give a game 2 goes. Reason being is the first game you're always learning, and 9 times out of 10 you end up after the game saying, well, I would have done that differently, or if I'd have known that was going to happen later on, I would have played something different. So we are definitely going to give it another go, but at the moment I'm not sold. I wouldn't buy it, but anyway, we're going to play it and see how our second play goes, and we're actually playing with 2-player as well. So let's sort of talk about the setup before we do anything. Basically, we are different factions. It's based on a novel, actually, isn't it? A couple of novels by some dude. It's on the box somewhere. And we're trying to be like the leading faction, I guess, and we're deploying workers into certain areas, and our cards I got an interesting one. Our cards are particular workers, or in this case, companions. We'll just call them companions, shall we? We've got some different types of workers in hand, so just to give you guys an idea of some of the artwork and cards that you can get throughout this game. And we'll be deploying these guys into certain areas, Jupiter, Mars, Luna and the Institute, and we're going to get certain benefits depending on what we do and who we send where. All of these cards are unique, and they have a point value in the top left hand corner. They also have some end game points at the bottom if you still have the card, and they've got certain colours and a title. So this is a violet worker for anything that requires particular colours. Aim of the game is to get the most points, so you're going to get points for cards at the end, as I showed you in the top left hand corner. You're going to get points for that. You're also going to get some bonus points at the bottom. So for example, this one says 31 points if each of your cards is a different colour. That's quite a lot of points if you can pull that off. You're also going to get 3 points for every helium that you collect throughout the game. That's these red cubes in here. You will also get 10 VP if you control this token at the end of the game. You also score points depending on how much influence you have in the Institute up here. Now in a 2-player game you're going to set 3 influence up here. So they, at the moment, they are winning. But if we get more than 3, then we're going to get 4 points per cube if we've got the most, 2 points if you're second, and then 1 point each for third. And that's per cube. So if you're in the lead and you had 10 cubes, that's 40 points. However, if you've done that, you probably haven't concentrated on something else. It's one of those point salad type games. We're also going to get points for our fleet track as well. So along the top of the board here, hopefully you guys can see, we start on the 0 and we get 0 points, but then that increases all the way up to potentially 43 points. So there's a little bit of lots of stuff going on, lots to keep track of. We also lose 10 points per card that we have over 7 at the end of the game. So we start with 5. We put them on these lovely card holders, because this is the Collector's Edition. And I'm dropping them all over the table. And if there's no hand limit, but at the end of the game, for everyone over 7, you're going to lose 10 points.
Yeah.
So even though you may want to get loads and loads of cards throughout the game, actually you're going to get penalised for it at the end. It's very clever, that, actually. No hand size, but you will pay for it at the end. Right, what else have we got here? So to set up, we need, in a 2-player game, we're going to put 3 of a different colour into the Institute. So I'm green, Jayde is red. So we've borrowed yellow to put up here. You're going to get you get the die, put that nearby, get this lovely tray of helium, and pop that in the space just indicated here. Shuffle all of the cards with this back and pop them in this pile, and then deal 2 to every one of these 4 locations. So you can see we've got Jupiter, Mars, Luna and the Institute, and we're going to do 2 into each area. Get each player's ship that you can see up here and put it on the 0 on the fleet track. Give each player a faction, so I'm Diana and Jayde is Mars. You get 10 cubes of that colour, so I've got 10 green cubes up here. Jayde has got 10 red cubes up here. And then we've got this faction card. So, for example, what have I got? Whenever you gain the sovereign token, or if you already have it, place 1 influence in the Institute. So that's a good thing for me. And Jayde's one.
Helium.
You get a helium every time you get this sovereign token. So this is the sovereign token, which you'll just put. I've put it in the middle for now, but as the game goes on, we're going to gain control of this every so often. It's 10 points at the end of the game, and every time we claim it, we get a faction bonus, so that's quite good.
And if you have it on your turn when you finish, you can get a lot of points on the end game points. There can be something about.
Some of them have. I mean, I personally don't have them, but
I don't
unfortunately, it's one of those games that's got a lot of text. So we'll read them to you when we do the abilities, but we'll kind of explain what's going on as we go. So quite easy with this game. You can do one of 2 things. So. And we continue doing actions until the game ends. The game ends when 3 things have been done. There's 3 conditions. One of the conditions is you have 7 influence up in this area or more, or you get to 7 on this track, or you get 7 helium. However, those 3 things have to be done by anybody in any combination of players. So, for example, now this is different in 2-player because this is a little complex, but if Jayde had 7 helium and I had 7 influence, the game will end when someone gets to 7 on the track. Now, that could be in any combination if we've got more than 2 players, but in a 2-player game, or with any 2 players, if one person has done 2 of those 3 things, then the game ends. Wow, that is confusing to explain live. Oh my goodness, I should have scripted this. So, for example, I could end the game if I had 7 helium and 7 influence, and then the game will end. Or Jayde might have 7 on the track and 7 helium. Or all 3 have got to be done. But it could be that we've done 1 thing each, and then the next person has to do the 3rd thing. Very confusing, but I think that would make more sense when you play with more players. This goes up to 6 players, by the way, so that's what we're looking for. 7, 7 and 7. That's the general rule that I'm going to remember. So one of 2 things you can do. You can either lead by getting one of your cards from hand and deploying it to one of the 4 areas. So for example, I might want to deploy it to the Institute. If I do, I can then take one of the topmost cards from the other 3 places that I did not deploy to. In fact, firstly, you would get a deploy benefit, if possible. So this one, for example, says, move a card from this location to the top of another location where there are no cards of the same colour as it. So you'll play it there, get the deploy, then you can trigger one of the other 3 places, and depending on the place will depend on what benefit you get. So I'm going to talk about the 4 benefits you get in the certain locations, and then I'll explain the second action. So Jupiter, when you take this action, so say if I played here, deployed here, did that benefit, I then want to take the top from Jupiter, I then get to move my fleet marker on. If I take from Mars, I get 1 helium. If I took from Luna, the top one from there, I get the sovereign token, which if you remember will trigger one of my bottom abilities. And if I go to the Institute, I will get an influence. So those 4 things are quite simple in themselves. But there are abilities on the cards when you deploy them that will change that rule entirely. For example, this one I could place here. I could then move it to somewhere else, and then I'd be able to pick up that same card. There's some weird and wonderful rules that kind of go around that, but generally you deploy to an area, you take one of the other 3, and then that will be the next go. If you don't want to take from one of the other 3 zones, you can instead take from the top of this deck. So I can just take a card. It will be random, and also I would then have to roll this die, which would also be random. And there are some abilities on here which aren't as great. We've got sort of trash a top card or exile it, so we put it into a separate pile. What one was that one? Is that you can look at...
I don't actually know.
I can't remember that one.
Hang on.
Oh, is it on there?
Reveal the top card of the deck and place it on...
Ah, yes. So you can have a look at the top one, which doesn't really benefit you. That could actually benefit somebody else.
Yeah, and you can then place it onto any location.
So yeah, you could do that random, but I think it's better to actually physically take and get the benefit that you actually want. So that's one action. You can do lead, where you place and take from somewhere else. The second action you can do instead of that is you can do a scout. So I can reveal the top card, and I can place it on the topmost on one of the 4 tracks and then take that benefit. But you don't get the deploy action on the card. And also it's very random. You don't know what's going to pull out. And actually you could pull a card that your opponent may want. So it's very risky. But it might be that, do you know what? I don't want any of the particular cards that are out. I want to just... I want to get one of the benefits. So I could just take a card, put it down and go, right, I need another influence. And it's quite an easy way of taking actions. It's going to be interesting with 2 players, I must admit. I'm not sure. Don't know how it's going to play out, but we'll see. Right, if we have quickly look at what we've got. So, for example, I've got cards that will depend on other colours I have. They get base points at the end, but then you also get extra points at the bottom. I mean, just to give you an idea of the kind of scores that you can get in this. Yesterday, Jayde got 225 points. So there is a big load of points that can come your way. I haven't really looked at what's... So this is... Right. This is one of my gripes about this game. It's fiddly because, for example, I could have a look. If I want, I can pick up this pile and I can have a look through that and I can have a look at the card underneath. Then I can put it back. Eventually, more and more cards will add to locations. And there's just so much text. It might just be me, but games that have just got text everywhere and not really much symbology. I don't know. I like symbology. I think it's easier. But there's a lot of card reading here. But that's just me. I think it's going to be a very popular game, but probably not with me. Right, let's have a look then. Let's see what we've got. Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
Yeah. So I'm going to give Jayde the first player marker because she might know. She's had a bit more time to look at her cards. So I've been explaining to you guys while she's planning her next 40 turns, and she's going to win.
Okay, so this says when I'm to deploy it, you may gain a gold from this location if you do end your turn.
So again, this is a fiddly mechanic where you get to take out the gold, move everything around, slide everything out the way. There you go.
This is annoying. Yeah,
so you've got to push that out because the important thing is when you place cards, you have to be able to see the top banner. So it's not like you can just put them in a pile at that location. You have to... oh, I've just lost all the viewers. That's weird. Oh, I hope that's all right. Yeah, you have to be able to see all the cards that are there and their colours, which is bizarre. Right, that's all you're doing. Then
I have to get a card from somewhere else, don't I? Oh no, that's it. I ended my turn. That's it.
Oh, was it? Is that what it said?
Yeah, it says if you do end your turn.
Ah, so if a card's deploy action says end your turn, you cannot take anything else. So you can't take another benefit. You can't do much. Right. What am I going to do then? So move cards. I don't really want that one. I might aim towards this. Okay, so I've got the 4D painter. I think I would like to take the Lunar. So I'm going to place this card here. And it says, move a card from this location to the top of another location where there are no cards with the same colour as it. So I can take this gold card out, move it to Lunar, then I can take that card and take the Sovereign token. Okay, so I'm getting that card back, and it will then, whenever you gain the Sovereign token, even if you have it, place 1 influence. So I will, and there we go. I'm now currently second, so that means that will get me 2 points. But we'll see how this goes. Hopefully I will overtake.
Okay, so this one is if you deploy directly on top of a grey or an orange, move that card to the top of another location and add advance on the fleet track. So I will do that.
Yeah, because you're putting it on top of an orange. Do you take that orange?
No, I put it into a different one.
Ah, okay. And then do you have to take the bonus of where you put the orange?
No, it says then move the fleet track.
Okay, yeah, move that along. But then you'd be able to take from another one of those. So you deployed in Mars, so you could use that to your advantage.
Take that card.
Yeah.
What does that say on it?
This one.
Yeah.
You may gain any other card from this location. If you do, end your turn.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah. So then you can actually filter through and get something at the back, which is pretty good. And where did you take this from, Luna?
Yeah.
Right. Have I got any blocking cards? Because Jade's about to take the Sovereign token. Nope, no blockers. So Jayde takes the Sovereign token, so it's now in her control. And what do you get? 1 helium. Okay. If Jayde gets 7 helium, that's one of the end game conditions. It's very Terraforming Mars, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you've got the 3 things, and all 3 have to be done to end the game.
I can't remember how you get cards. And how you get more cards on top of the line.
It'll be certain abilities. So, for example, you had one where you gained another card.
Oh, what, yesterday?
Yeah, you had gained another card from another location, then you can still carry on your turn. So what am I going to do? I need a blue. Where can I get a blue from?
They haven't come out yet. We haven't actually pulled any cards out.
Okay, so I'm going to do the scout action. So I'm going to flip the top card.
Is it blue?
It's a gold. What's this one called? So some of these guys will get extra points if you can find other characters to pair them with. So for example, I've got the Telemansus, or whatever his name is. Telemanus, I think that's what it says. And if I could find his brother, I won't say the name because then Jayde will know which one I need. But if I could
probably already have it. I've got 3 gold cards.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, right. It's not that card. I was just checking if that was the sibling, but it's not. I'm going to put it here so that I can get an influence, because that's what I want to work towards. So that's now 4 points for me. It's on to you.
I'm going to do that as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be digging for particular cards now. There's so much text on these cards, it's unreal. Trying to get your bearings. I think it's one of those point salads where there are so many different options to score points. You're getting helium as well. Okay, so because Jayde deployed to there, not deployed, sorry, you scouted to there. Oh, I'm going to do the same. I want to scout. Oh. Okay, I'm looking for a particular character now for definite. This is the second card that needs a particular character. If I go to Luna, I get this from you, and I get an influence because that's my ability. So I'm now joint first, which means these are now 12 points. They're 4 each because I'm now joint first. So hopefully I can get all 10 of my influence out. Go on.
If a card says, if you deploy directly on top of a colour, then deploy that card to another, get the action. Hang on. Yeah, no, doesn't matter.
Then you move it. No,
deploy that card to the top of another location. Does that mean I would have to
do the deploy
again? So I do the whole action on that card.
Yeah, you're basically you're moving a card from here to deploy it somewhere else, and getting that card's benefit. You're almost getting that card's benefit now, rather than collecting it and then waiting another turn to play it. It's a pretty good card.
Yeah. Can't play it.
As you can see, the cards are being added to the board quite quickly. I mean, anyone in the chat? I see that we got 4 people watching. Has anyone played this? Any of you had the chance to give this a go yet? Because it's not screaming awesome game.
I'm going to place this card in the Institute. You may gain another card from this location. If you do, end your turn.
So you wouldn't get the benefit of Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
You're after that gold, aren't you? Okay. I'm going to swap something now. Right, I'm going to play the Hollow Host. I'm going to play it on Mars. And it says, if you have more influence on the Institute than the player to your right, give them the Hollow Host. Gain the top 2 cards from the deck, then end your turn. So that's for you. And I get 2 cards off the top. Not the people I were looking for. By the way, there are so many cards. There are so many cards in here. This is the deck. Absolutely huge. There are rules if you run out of the deck, out of cards, but I don't think you will. So we've got... Oh, Andy's in the chat put, I have the books, they're amazing. Daniel's put, never played it, doesn't seem very elegant. No, not really.
Right, so I'm going to scout then.
Oh, by the way, thanks to Andy's in the chat. Thank you for lending us this game. I thought about it yesterday after playing it, and I realised I'm not bothered by it. It's not a bad game. I wouldn't buy it, and I probably wouldn't choose to play it, if I'm totally honest. And I certainly wouldn't want to play it with 6 people. I think that would be horrible. The downtime would be disgusting.
Okay.
Oh, what did you do? If deployed...
Oh, no, that was from there.
Oh, sorry.
Action.
Right, I see. Okay, so I want to get... -1 per banish card. Oh, that's not great. No, I can't play this one. That sucks. Here we go. If deployed to Jupiter, where's Jupiter? Over there. Reveal the top 2 cards of the deck and place them under this card in any order. So I'm going to deploy to Jupiter, top 2 cards, and put them under here. Oh, we've got a Vlogger and Zanzibar. So if I put them there, okay, they go underneath. And then I want to take from here, I think I want to take Helga, because she's got some good points if I find a particular character. Now I'm basing my whole game on finding this particular character. Luna, right, so I get the Sovereign token, I've already got it, but when I gain it, or even if you already have it, place 1 influence up here. So I'm now on 4 influence in that place now. Right, I need to get rid of some cards now, because I've got some cards that will give me big points, but I need to make sure I lose other characters.
Yeah, I took a gold and didn't read the bottom of it.
It's all based on colours. So, for example, this one says I can only have golds, greys, and obsidians. Well, that's half of my deck.
Right, it's my turn.
Yes.
So I'm going to place this one into the Institute, which is gain 1 blue from this location, banish this card, unless you deployed him directly on top of a gold, which I didn't.
You didn't. Ah, so that's banished, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's good, but unless you've got one of the other cards, you lose 15 points on that card.
Right, I'm going to spend this yellow, and it says... Choose up to 3 banished cards and place each of them either on top or the bottom of the deck. So that gold I'm actually going to put on... I'm going to put it on the bottom, actually. I don't know where I'm going to deploy this. I think I'm going to deploy it on Luna for now. I'm going to put that gold that you just banished back to the bottom of the deck. So it will likely never come out ever again. And then I get to take the... I'm going to take the Jupiter a bonus, and I'm going to move my fleet track on.
Okay.
Yeah. Then it is. Oh, hang on. That means I take the. That means I take the top card of Jupiter. This card holder. I keep dropping my cards.
Okay, so I'm not going to do this action, but I am going to place it in Jupiter.
Okay.
And then I'll do this card.
You have to if you.
I can't do it.
Oh, you can't do it. No, only if you can't do it. Yeah. Okay. So the deploy actions, if you can, you must. But if you can't, you don't have to. I was just checking that you.
No, I can't do it because I don't have the highest influence.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
do.
That's fine. Right. I will. I've got this one back, unfortunately. So I'm going to place this on Luna. If deployed on Jupiter, well, I didn't. So then I'm then going to take the benefit of the Institute, and so I can. No, actually, I don't want. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I'll take the 4D printer, and I put an influence on because of the. Oh no, because of the Institute. I took that, and I've got him back. It's really difficult to actually get specific colours now.
Okay. Scout action.
How do you both feel about the mechanics and the flow? The mechanics are, I don't know, they're really boring actually. And the flow's okay until you have something that interrupts. So the deploy might completely mess up all the other rules that you know about the game. And we had a couple cards yesterday that we weren't sure about, and they were like, do we do this after, or what does that mean? Or I guess that's the downside of having a game with so many unique cards, that there are going to be a lot of questions, but it's not that interesting. Yeah, it is a point salad. It's a complicated point salad, but it's not. I'm not that thrilled by it. So, for example, just to let you guys know what I'm sort of going for here, I'm looking for a particular character card. He could be anywhere in that deck. I'm looking for golds, blacks, and greys. Well, I'll just collect golds, blacks, and grey cards, I guess. And I'm just in the meantime getting some extra benefits from other cards. I don't know. Not a lot to it. Anyway, 4D printer. 4D painter even is going to go onto the Institute, move a card from this location to the top of another one, so without the same colouring. So I'm going to move this gold over to Luna. I'll then take Luna, and that will be my benefit, which I will take the Sovereign token, and I get another influence in there. So that puts me on 6 influence. So this one.
Is that on to me?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to deploy this in Jupiter.
Right. Yep.
And I can go up here. That's what it says on the card.
Yeah.
And then, if deployed on Jupiter, top 2 cards of the deck and place them.
That's the one I played earlier, where you can just put more cards underneath on Jupiter. Right, I've got 2 more colours to get rid of. Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to play the Garden Trained Rose. Yeah, I agree with you actually, Daniel. Daniel's put in the chat, I suppose if people know the books, it's probably more relatable and fun. Yeah, likely, actually. They probably maybe make sense, the characters, but yeah, I can't say I've read the books myself. Maybe I should. I like to be honest. I do like the theme. I really quite like the theme, but yeah, you're right there, Jade.
Yeah, I'm reading my cards.
What am I going to do with her? Move the card directly under this one to the top of another location. If it's a silver, gain 1 helium. So if I play this one, I'm going to move the painter to the Luna, and then I will take this blue and I will move on Jupiter, as in on the fleet track. And what does this give me? Yes, okay, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, I'm going to throw that back. You're going to find that cards will go back and forth onto the
you
same
may gain another card
area.
from this location. If you do, end your turn. I'll take this blue.
Okay, what have you got? I'm going to deploy Morning Star, this blue that I just took, onto Jupiter, which means I can move my fleet track along. And then, do you know what? I'm going to try the random ability. So I'm going to take off the top. That was a bad move.
What do you do?
And then I'm going to roll the die because I took a random. Oh, I get 1 influence.
Took a random what, sorry?
I took a random card instead. So I deployed to there. I took a random card off the top rather than one of the tracks. And then you get to roll this die. But the one I pulled...
Oh, you get to take the random card into your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
what?
instead of taking off the top, you take a random. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. Is it my go?
Yeah.
Right, I did a random card.
Andy's put, I was trying to find the characters. I'd also 100% recommend the books. Okay. Fair play.
Right, so I've done that. So I keep that, yeah?
Yes.
And then do I have to roll the die?
Yes, if that's the random one you're doing. Is that... Did you deploy somewhere first?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
No, you deploy somewhere first to do that.
Oh, hang
So
on.
you'd have to deploy something first.
Hang on. I'm actually going to deploy this
Okay.
into here.
What does it say? If deployed to the Institute, place 1 influence marker. So yeah, you get an influence there.
Yeah.
And then you can take off the top and roll the die.
Yeah.
What are you going to roll? I'll let you roll again. There you go. So you move on the fleet track. This is quite a chunky die. It's really heavy for what it is. Okay, so I'm going to deploy into Luna. So I'm going to... No, I'm not. I'm going to deploy into the Institute. Gain 2 helium. My first 2 helium. And then I will take from... No, I didn't want to do that actually. I'm going to do this. I'm going to deploy to Luna and then take from the Institute to get another influence. That's what I was planning to do because I wanted this gold. Who is this person? Who is this person that keeps... is so wanted? Okay. Jayde, sure go.
Right, okay, so I will play this here. And it says move a red or a brown from any location to under this card. You may gain that card. If you do, end your turn. I'm going to move that to there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I'm not going to take that card.
Does it say you may gain the card?
You may gain the card. If you
Anyway,
do,
and
end your
then
turn.
so you can then still take a card from one of the other locations and get that benefit. Yep, and then you're going to put an influence in.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what to do now. I think I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this white, really. I'd rather not, though. Okay. I'm going to scout then. So I'm going to take off the top. Okay, so I'm going to put Trig. He looks an interesting character. And I'm going to put it on Mars so that I get 1 helium. Okay, 3 helium it is. Jayde.
Right, I am going to place this here, but I can't do it.
What does it say? If deployed directly on top of red or brown. No, okay, fair enough. So then you can still take from one of the other locations.
I'll take from here.
Okay. It's quite unique, this ability, I must admit. As in you can manipulate cards to repeat combos, and that's quite interesting, but I don't know.
Right, so the eye...
And I don't think it's themed, because I play games for mechanics.
Right, so the eye means to reveal a
sequence.
card on the top of the deck and place it into any location.
Yeah, you can place it wherever you want.
Place it here.
Yeah, generally, with games, I play it for mechanics first, theme second. Very unpopular opinion, I know, but it could have the best theme ever.
Did I get anything else for that?
No. It could have Jurassic Park or Stranger Things or any of my favourite things ever. But if the mechanics aren't good, I'm not playing it. And in fact, we have had that, haven't we? We've got Jayde. Sure. We've got Jurassic Park, the board game, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which I wanted for so long. I was so excited. Picked it up secondhand. It arrived, and it's a very mediocre game. It's okay, but it's not that interesting. And because of that, even though it is Jurassic Park and it's one of my favourite films, I'm still not fussed by it because the mechanics are dull. So that's where I stand. Mechanics more than theme all the time. However, if the mechanics are good and the theme is good, then that's a win-win for me. Is it me? I'm going to stop waffling. Okay, so I'm going to... I'm going to take off the top again. So what have we got? We got the packs. Oh. Aha. Are you the person I'm looking for? Okay, yes, I think so. So the packs is going to go into Mars so that I can get another helium. Aha. Yes. It's your go, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm reading that card.
Maybe I should not have shouted out loud, yes, I'm really happy that's come out. Because now what I've done...
It's blue, I'm looking for blue.
No. No. Don't take it. Please don't take it.
You shouldn't have said you wanted it.
Oh, I'm not that interested in it. I've misread the card. I thought it was that one that I wanted the whole time.
So this one,
it
says gain the bottom card of this location. If it's not this card, banish this card. So if I was to place it here, would that be the bottom card or would that be the bottom card?
No, that's the bottom card.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah. Is that your phone going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we say to her we'd call her in between games?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got?
I'm gonna scout.
You're gonna scout, okay?
I will put this here.
Okay, and then you get one on the fleet track.
One colour, that one.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Martyr. He hasn't got to deploy, but I'm gonna play him in Luna. And then I'm gonna take the packs. Not that I wanted the packs at all. I don't have a card or two cards that want the packs. In all seriousness, I do. Where did I take the packs from? Mars. So I get another helium. Okay, that's 5 helium now. It's your go, Jayde. Okay. Dan's put on. It's definitely got some unique points to it. I'm getting into it more. The more that you watch, yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Maybe it's one of those ones that would grow on me. Maybe.
Oh, okay, scout.
Perhaps I should. In fact, what I should do is I should ask Andy, can I borrow the books, and then play it again and see if that changes things. What's this one say?
Scout.
You may. Oh, you're doing a scout. Okay, so you get 1 influence. Ooh, we're catching up on influence. Right. Okay, so that's all right. I'm gonna banish the top non-gold card from any. If it's not great. Okay, so if I go to here to Luna, banish the top non-gold card from any other location. If it's not grey or obsidian, gain 1 helium. So I'm going to banish this red card, gain a helium, and then I'm going to take the top card of Mars. Yep. And then I gain a helium, which leaves me on 7 helium and more than 7 influence, which means I've ended the game because you went first.
Oh. Okay.
So if one person has done the 2 things of the 3, so I've got more than 7 influence and I've got 7 helium, it goes until all players have had equal turns, but because Jayde went first, I done that so the game would end, I'm afraid. So, I just got what I needed right at the end. How's yours looking?
Well, it would have been okay if you had done it on the next turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so it was only because that card got me an extra helium, and then I took from that one, which gave me my 7th helium.
Okay.
So it jumped me ahead. So, have you got any cards that have got a play pause button on it?
No.
Right. I've got this one. You may treat this card as if it is any one other colour in addition to grey. So I'm going to treat it as if it had red, or were red, because I think I get a benefit. Yes, I do. Right. So that doesn't get any points though. So we need cards. So the total value of cards up the top. So if I show you guys, I've got a fair amount of what's in hand. So there you go. That was my end game in the top left hand corner. So what have I got? 20, 30, 55, 70, 84, 104 on cards themselves. What have you got?
78.
78, okay. And then at the bottom, you need to work out if you've got any extra abilities. So for example, I've done that one. You have to kind of sit and work out. This is the fiddly bit. You have to sit and work out the bottom of the cards, which ones you've done and what you've got points for. Who's this? If I've got Darrow, Severo, Orion, Vigra, Opulus, I've got none of those, so
I
don't get any points for that. Who's Servo? 10 points. Yeah, if I do it red, so I'm treating him as red. So I got 10 points, and then 40 points. Grey and yellow on all locations. 1, 2, that's 5. So I've got 40, 45.
I've got to do this.
60.
So it's 20.
70. Well, I've got 76 on the bottom of my cards. That's a bit healthier.
I've got 66.
You got 66 on the bottom of your cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, then on the fleet track. So I've got 6 points, and you got 10 points. 3 points for every helium. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I've got 21. And you've got 6, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got 10 VP for having the sovereign token. Right. Now, you're second, aren't you, on the on the influence? So I've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 28, 32. And then you're second, so you get 2 points each yours. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And if this were the third player, I know we don't count it, but the third player with 3 influence would have 1 point per for each of those 3. Have you got more than 7 cards?
Nope.
No. So none of us are losing points for that. Okay, so that's what our score tracker looks like so far. Now you might wonder why I've done 2 numbers in that. Well, this is the cards and the VPs that you get at the bottom. So I work out the top card value first, and then all my bottom benefits, and then I've got to add it all together, which will make it 180, 186, 206, 207.
I think I've got 170 in total.
217, 249. And then what have you got? Sorry.
I think I've got 170 in total.
Let's see if you've got that right. That would be interesting if you've managed to do that. 7060 is 130, 136, 144, 150, 460, 160. How did you work that out?
Because I was adding my points up as I went along.
Oh, did you? Oh, nicely done. There we go. So 249 to 170. I think what helped was the fact that I certainly sort of rushed it ahead.
And you beat my yesterday's score.
Did I?
Yeah,
What did you
I
get
got
yesterday?
225.
Yes. There we go. So yeah, I mean, that's the other thing with this game, is I just got a couple of cards that got some big points, and then just pushed for the end of the game. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was just gaining helium until I ended the game. Well, actually, firstly I did influence first, and then I did helium. Maybe that's just because it's 2-player that I was managing to do that. Because I guess if there were other players, they might have been taking this away from me. In fact, with 6 players, it's going to be really hard to keep a hold of that because you get 10 points if you've still got it at the end of the game, and influence will be a bit more difficult with 6 lots of colours up here. So, before we end this game, I just want to show you guys a few other gripes. Not that I have loads of gripes about it.
You obviously do.
No, I'm not. I don't know. Right. I don't like doing negative reviews on these games, but sometimes they just need to be said. Right, so here we go. This is the collector's edition, which again, thank you to Andy for sharing with us. The insert, you cannot doubt the insert. Okay, so everything has its space, and it looks wonderful. This is the lid for the helium that Jayde's got there. Now, here's a few gripes, and I'm going to borrow Jayde's red for example. So, that is red, and that is purple.
Pink.
Okay. That is gold, and that is yellow. When they're put together on the board, it's really friggin' difficult to work out who's what colour. Especially when, I mean, it might show up better on camera than it does. Right, so those two are 2 different colours. Okay? You have to, unless you really look carefully. And these two are, in fact, actually, you can see a bit better with that one. One of those is gold and one of them is yellow. But when they're sort of like in the light and you're rolling them around, they kind of look like the same colour. Not a great design, if I'm totally honest. But with the collector's edition, these are metal pieces, so they are heavy duty. Yeah, I'm gonna stop slating this game.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. No, I think it's one of those ones. It's definitely designed to be a sort of lighter game. It's not a heavy.
Hang on, is that supposed to be yellow?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be gold.
That's gold, yeah.
I would have put that as yellow and I put that as gold.
That's the dull colour, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, if you did. Apologies that it wasn't probably the most positive of reviews or playthroughs, but gotta say it how it is sometimes. Yeah, so...
I can't see where that one goes.
Okay.
I can't see where that colour goes.
That one, yeah, exactly that. So Jayde, so you've just put green in with blue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh, my phone's gone again. Oh, dear. But anyway, we're at the end anyway. So what we'll say is thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next stream, whenever that may be.
Oh, the camera has gone.
Yeah, it has gone, and it's not going to come back. But at least it timed it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the end of the video. Thanks for watching. By the way, guys, we do have some more Ticket to Ride on the way. We've got a Ticket to Ride series. We've also got some more Carcassonne on the way very soon. Some expansions. And we've got a couple of games that, again, Andy have lent us. They've got one that's just down to the side of me. It's called it's Cloud Age it's called. So at some point we'll get that one out.
Once we've learned it.
Andy's put in the chat there. Now go read the books. Yes, you're right. As soon as we've learnt Cloud Age, we will get to that. And yeah, we've got some other games. Maybe we need to do the other side of Lost Ruins of Arnok as well. Some games that we actually like.
Have you done the other side of Lost Arnok yet?
No, not yet. No, not at all yet.